Welcome to the 157 commencement exercises here at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. I am Chancellor Robert Jones, and I invite you to please stand and join the Varsity Men's Glee Club and the Women's Glee Club, the Black Chorus, and the University of Illinois Commencement Band in performing the national anthem. Please be seated. As a land-grant institution, the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign has a responsibility to acknowledge the historical context in which it exists. I now invite one of today's graduates, Sydney Weber, to begin our ceremony with our land acknowledgement statement. Sydney is a descendant of the Cherokee Nation and the Pamunkey Indian tribe and will earn her bachelor's degree today in history. Sydney, will you please open our ceremony?
Osio, Sydney Weber Dakwadoa, Chicha Lagi. Hello, my name is Sydney Weber, and I am descendant of the Cherokee Nation and Pamunkey Indian tribe. As a third-generation graduate from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, it is my distinct honor to acknowledge the Native nations with linguistic, political, and historical ties to the land beneath our feet. I would like to begin today by recognizing and acknowledging that we are on the lands of the Peoria, Kaskaskia, Pinkashaw, Wea, Miami, Mascoutin, Ottawa, Sauk, Meskwaki, Kickapoo, Potawatomi, Ojibwe, and Chickasaw nations. These lands were the traditional territories of these Native nations prior to their forced removal. These lands continue to carry the stories of these nations and their struggles for survival and identity. As a land-grant institution, the University of Illinois has a particular responsibility to acknowledge the peoples of these lands, as well as the histories of dispossession that have allowed for the growth of the institution for the past 150 years. We are also obligated to reflect on and actively address these histories and the role that the university has played in shaping them. This acknowledgement and the centering of Native people is a start as we move forward for the next 150 years.
Thank you, Sydney. Again, good morning. That was okay, but I'm sorry, I think we can do it better than that. It's a beautiful spring morning, and this is the largest commencement crowd we've ever seen in these stands, and you are in the presence of the largest number of graduates who've ever had on this field in the history of this celebration. And we also have a very large contingent of you in the stands, and we're giving you a Mother's Day gift that is going to be very, very difficult to ever top. This is commencement at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So let's try it again. Good morning. Now that's a bit more like it. It is my singular privilege to welcome you to the 2023 commencement. Now, I know there are some people out there who will tell you that graduation ceremony is supposed to be quiet and somewhat somber and very, very, very serious event. They will say that academic celebrations should be subdued and waiting and reflective. But these people have never experienced commitment at Illinois, and if they had, I guarantee you, they would come away with an entirely different outlook and perspective. This is certainly the proudest day of our year. You just only have to look across the field at this absolute sea of orange and blue, or look in the stadium stands that are packed with the very, very best kind of fan that you could possibly have, your family and your friends. And just like everything at Illinois, we celebrate our most important days in the very biggest way. This is not a day to be quiet. It is a day when we suddenly understand exactly why they invented the word exuberant. This is a day of joyous noise. So before we go any further, let's make some of that noise right now. So will you all that are sitting and standing, if you're able to do so, join me in a round of applause to our guest of honor, our graduates. Thank you so much, and again, congratulations. You know, I can't tell you how happy I am to be on this stage, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to be able to share this day with every single person in this stadium. As most of you sitting out there know, COVID-19 stole this day from us for 2 years running. And when we did come back together last year, we promised ourselves that we would never again take this day for granted, because it is truly a gift. And it is a gift that is all the more special because so many of the people who made it possible for this university to come through the most difficult days in our history and are being honored today. I know we are all tired of talking about COVID-19, and there's certainly no one that's more tired than me. And we're very hopeful that the darkest time of the pandemic is forever behind us. But I believe it would be an inexcusable disservice to these graduates if we fail to acknowledge their role in what I believe will be viewed as a defining period in the history of this long and illustrious university. Your class will be among those at Illinois who will forever share a common bond because you navigated the most serious health crisis in living memory. You took countless COVID-19 tests. You showed your Illinois app to everyone on campus at some point almost every day, if not twice a day. You have undoubtedly come to hold a very strong opinion about the ageless question, straw or funnel? And for those of you in the audience that maybe not have a good sense of what I'm talking about, just ask your graduates and they will give you a vivid description. And for those of you in the stands today watching your child and your family member or a friend graduate today, I just want you to know what a debt of gratitude this university owes them. They were absolutely heroic. These students at every level of study and in every program did everything we asked them to do to be able to come back together. They made the very hard choices over and over and over again to do whatever was required to take care of one another and to protect this entire community. And they did so before there were vaccines and during the time when it often felt that there was no end in sight. These Illinois graduates refused to be defined by the COVID-19 pandemic. Instead, they have defined and distinguished their university through their selfless actions and decisions when it mattered the most, when the stakes really were a matter of life and death. And during one of the most frightening and uncertain periods in most of our lives, the individuals sitting on this field today all came together to help make this university the safest place in the world. So clearly, this is a day of celebration from multiple perspectives. But as we have seen so sadly reminded that these past years, that every high point in our lives also brought with it memories of someone who we wish was still with us to share in it. So I ask us all to take just a moment of silence to remember friends and families, members or loved ones who we have lost, but we still carry them today in our hearts and in our thoughts. Thank you. Now, to all of you in this 152nd graduating class, to the future leaders here in this nation and around the world, congratulations on your achievements. As new graduates, you are going to be receiving plenty of advice this weekend, and absolutely none of it will be coming from me this morning. The only purpose, and one of my main purposes to be at this podium, is to remind you of who you are, who you will become today, and what that means to the world. You are Illinois graduates, and Illinois graduates change the world. You know, it's really just that simple. You take enormous pride in being a university that provides students with limitless opportunities to pursue what others tell them is impossible. And for 156 years and counting, Illinois graduates have forced us to redefining the meaning of that word with amazing regularity. Just think about it for a moment. Just think of the visible LED, the internet browser, or something that some of you may have heard of, YouTube. Illinois graduates remove barriers. This is the birthplace of modern special education and the university that showed our entire planet that physical limitations can never restrain the human spirit. Illinois graduates have never been satisfied with accepting the world as they found it, or with, that's just the way it is. Whether it's in the form of grand ideas or in the smallest details, our graduates go out to change the world to be the way they know it should be. From the smartphones, which many of you are probably checking now, to the way the world feeds itself, to the way we buy everything from books to cars. Illinois graduates have been responsible for reimagining the way every person on this planet lives and works. So now it's your turn. You've completed some of the most difficult courses and have been challenged by some of the finest minds in the world. And you're about to be awarded a degree from one of the top universities on the earth. And you've done all of this during a global pandemic. You do not need any advice from me. Instead, I just want to ask you two final questions. So think of this as your final exam. And relax, this is one that I know you've been preparing for since the first day you accepted our offer of admission. So the question is, who are you today and what are you going to do? And the answer is, as of today, you are Illinois graduates and you are going to change the world. So I ask each and every one of you to never forget and always remember this as you move out from here into the adventures that will come next. You are the 2023 graduating class of the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and we know you are going to make us very, very proud. So congratulations to you all. It is now my distinct honor to introduce Don Edwards, University of Illinois graduate and chair of the University of Illinois Board of Trustees. Trustee Edwards, welcome to graduation.
Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the University of Illinois Board of Trustees, I am honored to bring greetings and congratulations to the University of Illinois class of 2023. I'd like to recognize and thank Trustee Tammy Craig Schilling, a proud Illini graduate who also has a son graduating today, I understand, and student trustee Rafael Camacho, who is also graduating with his class today. Congratulations, Rafael. I promise to be brief. I know no one wants to hear from board chairs for very long. But graduates, I do have three important words for you. Enjoy this moment. Through hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, you've earned this. But you most certainly haven't done this alone. As you live out today one of life's most important milestones, you are no doubt also living out the dreams that so many others have had for you. Be thankful to those family members, friends, and mentors who helped you get here. In fact, graduates, they just celebrated you, and I'm going to ask you to do something right now. Turn around, look into the stands for your parents, family, and friends that helped you get here wave, and join me in thanking them with a big round of applause. As Chancellor Jones said, I myself am a proud alumnus, and I get to be on top of your board speaker today, your alumni speaker. Our incredible school here in Champaign, and I admit to being our biggest cheerleader. The University of Illinois has been our state's leading university for more than 150 years, but it is so much more than that. Illinois is one of the great research universities in the entire world, with a faculty and you, a student body, which represents the best the world has to offer. Throughout our history, U of I has been a beacon, a monument to the power of human potential. Illinois is an incubator of talent, of persistence, and of vision. With our land-grant heritage as a foundation, we pioneer innovative research that literally tackles global problems and expands our human experience. As you heard from Chancellor Jones, our alumni have founded multi-billion-dollar companies, many of which you use every day: YouTube, PayPal, Tesla, and others. Our alumni and faculty have won Nobel and Pulitzer Prizes too numerous to list. And you can find our alumni in places from the Super Bowl field to the space shuttle. These are Illini graduates, just like each and every one of you sitting here today. Now, in your case, perhaps you know your very next step, but perhaps you don't. Either way, life will throw you some curves. How you respond to those curves will help define you. The most important thing I can impart to you is no matter what path you take it with confidence. Take it with confidence that comes from having obtained one of the greatest educations available in the world. You graduates are truly exceptional. You leave here today a top 1%er in educational achievement in the world. So if you hit a bump in the road, have faith in that. Let me give you a brief analogy. When I was preparing for my first marathon, I was told by some veteran runners that when you hit the wall at mile 20, the most important thing is to be able to trust your training, to tell yourself that you put in those miles, you are well trained, and you can handle this moment. Trust in your training gives you trust in yourself. Well, in the same way, you can leave Urbana-Champaign knowing you are incredibly, incredibly well trained and prepared for the marathon of life and of your career, because you put in the hours and the effort to get a University of Illinois education. And whether you are in the easy part of that marathon or the hard part, I promise you, no matter what the world throws at you, the education and experiences you received here will always lift you up and serve you well. Today, you join one of the largest and most accomplished alumni communities in the world. As you take your next steps, know that you carry a bond that will forever connect you to this place. Our Illinois alumni number 500,000 and lead by example with compassion and hard work. No matter where you go, I know you will cherish your experiences here in Champaign, and I hope you will carry, as I do, a piece of the University of Illinois in your heart. May you share that powerful pride in our university, and may you spread our tradition of Illini excellence wherever your journey takes you. Finally, I feel very fortunate. As chair of our board, I get to come back to campus often. It is an incredible experience to come back to the place you earned your college degree today. So I urge you, come back often, share your achievements and insights, and simply revel in the happy memories that you will feel when you step back into this wonderful place. Now it is time for you to go out, to change the world, and to bleed orange every step of the way. Today, you graduate from a university that for over 150 years has had a mission to contribute to the public good. You graduates, you are that public good. You represent the best of us. I know I can speak for the governor, my fellow trustees, and the entire people of Illinois when I say we are so very proud of you. Congratulations again to the incredible Illinois class of 2023.
Thank you, Chair, for your words and your ongoing tireless support of the University of Illinois. It is now my great honor to introduce Dr. Timothy Killeen, who is the president of the University of Illinois system, and I think in a few weeks or so, he'll be celebrating the end of his 8th year in this awesome position of leading the finest university system in the land. President Killeen.
Welcome, everyone, and I also want to heartily congratulate the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign incredible graduating class of 2023. And I too want to thank the parents and the family members, friends and colleagues who are here today to help us celebrate this extraordinary graduating class. Graduates, I'm proud, we're all proud of what you have achieved, and so much of it during a global pandemic, no less, something you weren't expecting, a time during which we were all challenged in ways that we may never have imagined. You have persevered, but also have thrived and succeeded. I believe everyone gathered here understands that commitment and hard work that drove you to this day. We are also fortunate today to be joined by Olympic gold medalist Jackie Joyner-Kersee. Join me in welcoming her. Chancellor Jones and I were able to spend time with her last fall and learn more about the work of her foundation. She exemplifies the passion and dedication necessary to realize dreams, achieve greatness, and make a real difference in the world. You are in for a treat. There's a reason we call today's ceremony a commencement. Today is a celebration of your accomplishments at UIUC, but it is also a beginning of a journey that comes with great opportunity and great responsibility. It's clear that our world and our nation faces challenges. The public square, so vital to productive engagement, is often now the scene of sharp division more than cooperation, resentment rather than a spirit of goodwill, and at times ire rather than patience and empathy. But this all too easy anger or the temptation to look away is not an answer. You are the antidote. It was a former governor of Illinois, Adlai Stevenson, who 70 years ago, during another challenging time, advised, let's talk sense to the American people. Let's tell them the truth, that there are no gains without pains, that we are now on the eve of great decisions, not easy decisions. Every generation faces its own challenges and a responsibility to the antidote of ills that face society. So how do you do that? How are you going to go about doing that? Act thoughtfully and in concern for others. Ask questions and listen, really listen to the answers. Embrace collaboration and the possibilities it holds for real change. Be allies for one another and for those who otherwise might stand alone. Explore the world beyond the boundaries of what you may know. These are all skills you have had opportunities to use here and strengthen during your time at UIUC. They will take you far and make your lives and careers more joyful, more meaningful, productive, and fulfilling, while also making the communities around you better and stronger. As important as family and career are to a fulfilling life, and those should indeed be your top priorities, so too do we hope you feel a commitment and a responsibility to community, local, national, and global. The University of Illinois system, your university system, shares in that responsibility. As a land-grant university, we embrace our mission to not only educate, but also to make a meaningful difference across the state through a shared commitment to the public good, as our chair just mentioned, that helps create conditions under which people can thrive and no community is left behind. Part of that commitment is opening the doors of our universities wider. We now enroll a record high across the system, 94,800 students. And graduates, look to your left and look to your right. You are graduating today from the best university on planet Earth, one that cares for you and supports everyone, no matter the country of origin, race, color, political viewpoint, sexual orientation, socioeconomic background, religion, job interests, disability status, everyone. We respect everyone, and we love you all and congratulate you with deep respect, graduates. We measure our impact in many ways, also through our alumni family that you are now joining, which includes all of you and numbers well over 800,000 members. The ingenuity and the industriousness of our alumni is a major reason that the University of Illinois system generates $19 billion a year for the state of Illinois' economy and supports more than 164,000 jobs, one of every 46 jobs in the state. And that's good news for all of us and all of you. But we have a responsibility to do more and to do it together, to think unconventionally and innovatively, and to invest in strategies that produce systemic positive change for all of Illinois and beyond. I strongly believe in the adage that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And I am deeply optimistic about the future of our state, our university system, our country, and the world, and I place that optimism in you, our graduates, today. In closing, class of 2023, I encourage you to make the absolute most of all that these last few years at the University of Illinois have afforded you, and to think of and thank all of those who stood with you and supported you all along the way. I encourage you also to express that gratitude by making a difference in the world. We are proud of you and look forward to hearing about your accomplishments on the road again. Come back often, again and again and again and again. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, President Kaleem, for your words and your unwavering support of this university. We now come to another critically important part of commencement celebration, the conferring of honorary degrees. Venitra Patton, the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, will present a candidate for honorary degree. Dean Patton.
Would Louis D. Lier please come forward? Louis D. Lier, administrator, innovator, advocate, you have the rare ability to build genuine relationships with everyone you meet, and you have used your gifts to expand the base of support for the University of Illinois for more than 6 decades. Your humanity and dedication to Illinois have made you one of the most beloved and impactful Illini in its history. Upon completion of your master's degree here in 1962, you began work at Illinois, first with the U of I Foundation, and then joined the Alumni Association in 1966. Your 15-year tenure as executive director of the association was transformative. You developed the largest dues-based alumni association in the nation, invested in a robust alumni records system, introduced new graduates to the organization with a free membership period, and championed the creation of the Alice Campbell Alumni Center. Your work redefined the alumni relations profession nationally and made our association a model of professional programming, data management, and membership development. Your retirement from the highest leadership position at the Alumni Association in 1998 was not your retirement from promoting the university. As an advisor for alumni community development, you continue to be a guiding hand for the organization. In recognition of your tireless advocacy for the University of Illinois, and upon the recommendation of the Senate of the Urbana-Champaign campus, it is an honor to present to you the President of the University for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
Upon these recommendations and by authority of the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, I confer upon you, Louis Lier, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, in token whereof we invest you with this hood and present you with this diploma.
For those of you that didn't hear that, Lou just wanted to make sure it was for real. It's for real, Lou. Now, I'd like to invite Dean Rashid Bashir from the Granger College of Engineering to present an honorary degree. Dean Bashir.
Good morning. Would Dr. Aris Rosakis please come forward? Aris J. Rosakis, scholar, inventor, and teacher. You are the world's leading authority on fracture mechanics, working at the intersection of engineering, material science, and earthquake physics. Your scientific discoveries and practical developments have been applied to the mitigation of natural disasters caused by seismic activity. You are the first to prove that dynamic cracks can propagate intersonically, which opened new fields of study, including experimental fracture mechanics and seismology. You invented the coherent gradient sensor, the CGS, optical imaging technique, and designed the first CGS interferometer that is now used by all major industries. You introduced the concept of laboratory earthquakes and were instrumental in creating the fastest existing high-speed microprobe infrared thermal camera, which you used for real-time study of dynamic shear bands. In short, your work has expanded the understanding of earthquakes and given the field new vocabularies for describing them. And your work has been recognized with your induction into the National Academy of Science and the National Academy of Engineering, as well as membership in many foreign academies, and earned the top prizes in your fields. In recognition of your discoveries, the technology transfer activities, and the mentorship of a generation of new scholars and researchers, and upon the recommendation of the Senate of the Urbana-Champaign campus, it is an honor to present you to the President of the University for honorary degree of Doctor of Engineering.
Upon these recommendations and by authority of the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, I confer upon Aris J. Rosakis the honorary degree of Doctor of Engineering, in token whereof we present this diploma.
I ask that we give both of our honorary degree recipients another round of applause. The combined chorus will now sing Fanfare for a Festival, followed by the state song, Illinois. thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. Our soloist was DeLeon Rockmore. All right, give her a round of applause. A class of 2023 who's graduating and receiving a bachelor's degree in vocal performance. Thank you, DeLeon. It is now my great pleasure to formally introduce your 2023 commencement speaker. Ask someone to name the greatest athlete in modern history, and you will immediately open up a very, very heated debate. But as the conversation goes on, you'll start to see consensus around a list of legendary figures who can legitimately and honestly lay claim to that title. Jackie Joyner Kersee is always among the first names on those lists, and she's also the very last person who would nominate herself to be on them. But her record speaks for herself. She's a 6-time Olympic medalist, including back-to-back gold medals in the heptathlon. Yes, give it up. And in 1986, she became the first woman to ever top 7,000 points in the heptathlon and set a world record that remains unbroken. And I remind you, she's the first African-American woman to win an Olympic gold medal in the long jump. And ESPN has named her one of the 50 great athletes of all times. And Sports Illustrated named her the female athlete of the 21st century. So I think it's safe to say that the only thing in Jackie's life that is larger than her trophy case is her heart, her heart. And after the success of her track and field career, she could have gone any place in the world to live and perhaps done anything that she wanted to do. But Jackie chose to return to East St. Louis, the place where she grew up, and where she founded the Jackie Joyner Kersee Foundation to support youth and families in the community where her own amazing journey began. Since 1988, her foundation has been leading community development in East St. Louis by providing resources and programming and leadership and education and athletic development. And since 2019, the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign is so proud to be her partner, to partner with JJK Foundation to develop new programming around metropolitan food systems, agriculture, STEM, entrepreneurship, leadership, and one that's absolutely critical, college readiness. So I've been there several times. And as President Khalil mentioned, we had a chance to visit a few months ago. So I've seen Jackie in action. The moment she walks into one of those classrooms, absolutely every single child drops everything they're doing and starts to shout her name, and then they run directly over to her to give her a big hug. Now, I know a lot of great athletes measure their success by the number of medals they've won or the number of championships they've won. But I believe that Jackie measures hers in the number of inspired young children who are hanging from the legs that propelled her to all of her gold medals. Now, Jackie, we realize that you spent plenty of time on stages and in podiums in the years since your track and field career ended. But we want to make sure that we did something absolutely, everything that we could to make you feel right at home here in Illinois. So we have a very, very special gift for you that we thought might make you feel a little bit more at home and more familiar as you step to the microphone today. So we commissioned a custom University of Illinois baton to commemorate your address, and it's the only one of its kind, and we hope that you might find a little bit of corner somewhere in your trophy case so that it can be displayed appropriately when you return home. And so now, for the first time in the history of the University of Illinois, it is my singular pleasure to officially pass the baton to our commencement speaker. So please join me in giving her a very welcome round of applause. Welcome, Jackie.
Love you back. Thank you. Chancellor Jones, amazing. You know, when you're doing the relay, you don't pass it backwards, you pass it forward. But anyway, but that's our technique, that's our secret, okay? Here at the university, no other way but the best way of doing things. And I am honored to be here and to be the commencement speaker. And to the platform guests and to everyone, faculty, families, and friends, President Killeen, Chancellor Jones, for this invitation. But today, it's about you, the graduates, you know. Yes, give them a hand, you know, yes. Chancellor Jones stood up here and talked about this is not a somber moment. We're supposed to be celebrating. Just imagine, years ago, we couldn't gather. We can't take this moment for granted because we never know when we won't have this opportunity ever again. So graduates, I commend you for your hard-fought effort, the journey you have traveled, the work that you have put into this moment. It's a momentous moment for you, your family, and friends. When others thought that it wasn't going to be possible, you made it possible. We never thought this day would come, but this day is here. And this is your moment to celebrate yourself with your family and friends. And as I stand before you, I might stand alone here, but there were many people that's in the background that put the plan together, and all I had to do was execute. And it was very important for me to never forget where I had come from. Growing up in East St. Louis, Illinois, when all I heard, nothing good came from my community. But there were people who poured into me, helped me to see the light, to take my own journey in trying to make my own dreams become a reality. And that's what I'm going to challenge you with, is to take your own hard work, the challenges that you are faced with, to turn those dreams into reality, as you are doing today. Today is a reality of a dream that you dreamt of, fought so hard to bring to realization. And as I stand here thinking about Jackie's dream box. And in Jackie's dream box, there are tools and keys that help me to navigate through life. Because as a young girl, I didn't know if I would ever be able to stand on a stage, let alone walk across it and receive a diploma. Because my mother never finished high school. Her and my dad was 14 and 16 years of age. but she instilled in all of us the commitment to work hard. I am the first and the only in my immediate family to have a college degree because it was something, thank you. It was something that my mother and we would talk about very often. And even though I might have traveled 3,000 miles away from Illinois to go to school, but my heart was always in my community of East St. Louis. And knowing how many people there that do not have opportunities or the chances, and all they hear is the negativity. But to have a positive light, I don't know why this hat don't want to stay on, but I'm gonna get it back on here anyway. My head might be a little, too small because usually I'm wearing a weave, but today I got my own hair out. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject, okay? Yes. Anyway, as I think about being here, yesterday we had a reception dinner, and I had traveled from Frankfurt, Germany. And a lot of people thought maybe I wasn't going to make it. But I'm telling you, if you know the song, and some of you might be too young, but it's no mountain, no river that's going to keep me away from being here with you. And that's why I'm here today. So, we talked about, Chancellor Jones said that, people are going to give you some advice. Here, I just want to share some notes that I have written down that I hope you take some of these. I call them keys, and their keys are part of my treasure box in trying to, again, navigate through life. And knowing that on your journey, it is a journey. And just know as a part of that journey that you're going to be faced with a lot of challenges. But the professors and everyone who have poured into you to get to this moment, remember them. Remember the challenge times, and do not let anyone tell you that you can't achieve anything. As long as you put your mind to it, work hard, anything is possible. And that's what it means to me to be from East St. Louis, because people said, again, nothing good come from East St. Louis. I beg to differ, but anyway. So I want to start off with just saying congratulations again to all the graduates. Give yourself a round of applause because and we know in life we easily talk about having confidence. So confidence is one that I really had to exude at times when I had my own self-doubt. So I want to say to you, believe in yourselves and your abilities. The education you have received here has equipped you with the knowledge and the skills you needed to succeed. Have the confidence to use this whenever you start having self-doubt, or someone starts to question, or someone asks you to do something that you really do not want to do. Believe in yourself. I am one to say that you can turn a doubter into a believer as long as you believe, and it starts with you first. Again, going with confidence. And I have this, I call it the CIA, and the next letter I want to go with is I, integrity. Honesty is the key that we all possess. Integrity is in all of us. Never compromise what you believe, and don't let someone convince you to do something that you know your own intuition is telling you not to do that. So don't second guess yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in the confidence. And again, I like to go with A, your attitude. The attitude will dictate your behavior. If you walk in a place without a smile, in return, you will get a frown. But if you walk into a place with a smile, then you will open the hearts of others with a frown. So know that your attitude will dictate the life you will want to live. Going again, have confidence, then go to courage. Have the courage to trust and take risk and understand the risk that you're taking and not be afraid of failure. Through failure, you will learn so much about yourselves. It will also set you on the course to reach the goals that you have set for yourself. 1988, some of you weren't probably born, was my first Olympic Games. And I was picked to win the gold medal. In athletics, we don't think we should get injured. I got injured. And because of that injury, I doubted my coaches. I doubted myself. I didn't go in thinking like now, if I was competing. Throughout my career, I thought about willing to pull every muscle in my body to get the job done. But I didn't have the courage to do that because I second-guessed my coaches, my physio, my teammates, and myself. And I paid a heavy price for me, because I never trained to be second best. A silver medal is good, but in my heart, when I know I could be the best, I wanted the gold medal. So that silver medal reminded me to never give up on myself, to never doubt myself, work on my mental toughness, because there's more to it than just being the physically best athlete out there. So I'm saying to you, throughout your journey and throughout your life, you're gonna be faced with challenges. Don't go away from what you already learned from this institution. Rely on that knowledge when you want to doubt yourself. And know that you have friends. And even though you might not know them all by names, and you might not know all their numbers, but I'm sure there is a Rolodex that you can connect with anyone that's a part of this alumni system. And know that there is help there to help you when you don't think there's no one else that's around. Have the courage to speak up. Don't be afraid. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak up and say something. Be the leaders that you are, and know that you will pull others along the way. And the other C I just really want to share is critical thinking. For me, critical thinking is essential, and it should be for you. As you enter the workforce, you will encounter complex problems that will require innovative solution. Use your critical thinking skills to analyze the situation and develop creative solution. So allow yourself to think critically of all the things that you have learned from this institution. So it's left up to you to continue on this journey, and then going to another I and a part of my CIA and a part of my treasure. I call it my treasure trunk or box. We talk about listening. I pride myself on being a great listener. But throughout my journey, I realized that it's not about just being a great listener. You must be an active listener. Make sure that you are listening to the people who might be trying to support you or trying to give you advice, and that you hear them, that your mind is not racing so you never ever heard what they were saying. So make sure that you're an active listener. And finally, I finish it up by saying that we know in 2020, we dealt with COVID, we dealt with a lot of challenges. And for me, what COVID did was deliver us lemons. And what each and every one of you have been able to do with those lemons is turn them into lemonade. And as you turn those lemons into lemonades, just understand that as you continue on your journey and the lemonade that you have made, find a way to give back. Give back to this institution, give back to your community, and never forget where you had come from. So I say to each and every one of you, congratulations. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Dr. Kim Kidwell, who has been a significant person in my life the work that we have been doing in East St. Louis, you know, and David Burns, who is here. So when I'm talking about those lemonades, and here is someone that's with gifts, you know, you identify them to give back to the institution. And so in saying that, I work with the JJK Fan. It's around food, nutrition, and agriculture. East St. Louis is a food desert. You talk about the insecurity of food, the disparity in health, all the challenges that community face on a daily basis. So with your knowledge and with your diplomas, being so not far away, I would invite each and every one of you to visit East St. Louis, the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation, and let's make lemonade together. God bless you all, and congratulations.
First of all, thank you, Jackie, for your inspiring words and for joining us on this historic day in Memorial Stadium. I also want to thank you for your lecture on appropriate baton passing. So the next time I have the opportunity to do that, I guarantee you I will do it right, but it probably won't happen in this lifetime. But thank you so much for being with us.
Do it now.
Okay. All righty. That was special. We will now proceed with the conferring of degrees granted in course. So will Dean Hatso Gakko please join me at the podium, or at the center podium, the left-hand podium, I'll get it right in a minute, to present the candidates for degrees from the Graduate College.
Will the doctoral candidates please rise as you are able? President Killeen, upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the highest degree, the doctoral degree. These candidates are scholars and leaders who will address the world's most critical issues through their dedication, innovation, and passion. They have come from many states and many countries to be part of our family. We are immensely proud of their contributions to our institution and of their success.
Thank you, Dean George Kogzaiko. Recipients of the highest earned degree awarded at the University of Illinois, it gives me great pleasure, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, to hereby confer upon each of you the doctoral degree for which you have been recommended. And I admit you to all the rights, privileges, responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Dean Vic Amar from the College of Law will now present the candidates. Dean Amar.
Chancellor Jones, President Killeen, as is true in most years, nearly all, if not all, of the graduates of the College of Law are preparing for our college ceremony elsewhere on campus. But whether they're here or not, and if there are a few here, they can rise, I want to say a few words about this very special class. In my 8 years as Dean of the College of Law, I have never been more proud of a group of graduates as I am today of our class of 23. Most of our students entered law school in the fall of 2020. For those of you who know anything about law school or who've gone to law school, those of you who are families here or have watched movies or TV about law school, you know the first year of law school is perhaps the most formative year in anyone's education in any discipline. And yet, in the fall of 2020, they couldn't have in-person classes. It was the most challenging circumstances into which to enter this very challenging profession. And yet, 3 years later, these graduates are coming out of the law school with more momentum and more ambition than I ever could have hoped for. Never in our nation's history have we needed excellent and ethical lawyers more than we do today, and the U of I College of Law class of 2023 is ready to do its part. So, Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, I present for you the candidates from the College of Law for their respective degrees.
Thank you, Dean Amar. Distinguished candidates and legal scholars, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the university's Board of Trustees, I do, with great pride, confer upon each of you the Master of Laws or Juris Doctor degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Thank you, Mr. President.
Dean Peter Constable from the College of Veterinary Medicine will now present candidates. Dean Constable.
Will candidates from the College of Veterinary Medicine please rise to receive their degrees? Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, these outstanding candidates are presented for the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree.
Thank you, Dean Constable. Distinguished graduates, with acceptance of the recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, and by authority vested in me by the University of Illinois Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Executive Vice Dean Gregory Politis from the Carl Illinois College of Medicine will now present candidates. Dean Politis.
Will candidates from the Carl Illinois College of Medicine please rise to receive their degrees? Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculty and Chancellor, these candidates and now new physicians are presented for their respective degrees.
Thank you. Distinguished graduates who will change health for the better into the future, with acceptance of the recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, and by authority vested in me by the University of Illinois Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the privileges, rights, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Dean Vortek Hotsko-Zako will now present candidates for the master's degree and advanced certificates.
Will candidates for master's degrees and advanced certificates please rise to receive their degrees? Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, I'm proud to present these candidates who have attained advanced knowledge and specialization for their respective degrees.
It is upon these recommendations, distinguished and well-versed candidates, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, and with considerable pride and pleasure, that I do confer upon each of you the master's degree or certificate of advanced study for which you have been recommended, and hereby admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Interim Provost William Bernhardt will now present our University Honors or Bronze Tablet graduates.
I am pleased to present candidates who have received university honors. Will the recipients of university honors please rise to receive their degrees? Mr. President, the graduates I'm about to present to you and to this audience have achieved a singular recognition. University honors, known informally as Bronze Tablet honors, are limited to those undergraduate students who have demonstrated sustained academic excellence of a high order. To earn Bronze Tablet honors, a student must earn a grade point average of at least 3.5 out of 4 points, and the GPA must be in the top 3% of their respective college. In recent years, all of our Bronze Tablet students earned GPAs over 3.7, and many of them have perfect 4.0 grade point averages. Because of their excellence in scholarship, these candidates' names will be inscribed on a bronze tablet displayed in the main library. It is a delight to present these outstanding students. Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculties of their respective colleges, these candidates who have achieved university honors are presented for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Provost Bernhard. And congratulations, distinguished scholars, for your distinctive contributions. It is upon these recommendations and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois that I confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Candidates for the baccalaureate degree will now be presented in order of their college's institutional age. So Dean Designate Herman Bolero will now present the baccalaureate candidates for the College of Agriculture, Consumer and Environmental Sciences, established in 1868 as the College of Agriculture when the university first opened its doors.
Thank you, Chancellor Jones. Will baccalaureate candidates from the great College of Agriculture, Consumer and Environmental Sciences please rise to receive their degrees? Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, these awesome candidates that are already changing the world are presented for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Bolero. Distinguished and awesome candidates, I greet you with great pleasure and pride, and I am pleased to receive these recommendations of the faculty, the Dean, and the Chancellor. By the authority vested in me by the University of Illinois Board of Trustees, I am pleased to confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended, and I admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Dean Rashid Bashir will now present the baccalaureate candidates for that little-known college, the Granger College of Engineering, which was established in 1868.
Thank you, Chancellor Jones. Will baccalaureate candidates from the Granger College of Engineering please rise and make some noise? Mr. President, these candidates come from a college that was home to the creators of the integrated circuit, the LED, the web browser, YouTube, PayPal, Match.com, Tesla, the Willis Tower, Burj Khalifa, and so much more. They are prepared to take upon the challenges that are facing us today. And I assure you that these engineers are the best you can find anywhere, perhaps even in the metaverse. Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, these candidates are presented to you for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Bashir, for these new amazing engineers, strong in spirit, strong in intellect, and strong in number. It is with great pleasure that I do accept these recommendations from the faculty, the Dean, and the Chancellor, and I am pleased and proud to confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended. And with great pleasure, I admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Candidates, please be seated.
Dean Eunice Santos will now present the candidates for bachelor degrees from the School of Information Sciences, established in 1893.
Will the baccalaureate candidates from the School of Information Science please rise and receive your degree? President Killeen, our iSchool is the best iSchool in the country, and we produce the best iSchool graduates in the world who are going to go out and be thought leaders on the role of information science and how its effect on society, technology, and humanity, and the problem solving that we're going to do to make a difference. So I would like to, upon the recommendation of our faculty and the Chancellor, present to you this class of innovators, change makers, movers, and shakers to receive their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Santos. Distinguished candidates about to reinvent a digital future, I'm proud to receive these recommendations from the faculty, the Dean, and the Chancellor. And it is by virtue of the authority granted it to me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois that I hereby confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and please be seated.
Dean Cristala Musa will now present the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the College of Education, established in 1905.
Good morning. Thank you, Chancellor Jones. Will baccalaureate candidates from the College of Education please rise to receive their degrees? At the College of Education, we have a saying, great minds think education, because in choosing education, you're taking on that responsibility and acknowledging the privilege that comes with it. Mr. President, these candidates are among the best students of this generation, great minds committed to shaping and inspiring countless learners across their lifetime through teaching, research, and service. Upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present these amazing candidates for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Musa. Guardians of tomorrow's generations, as yet unborn, it is with great pleasure that I receive these recommendations from the faculty, the Dean, and the Chancellor, and it is by virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois that I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations to all.
Please be seated.
Dean Venitra Patton will present the baccalaureate candidates from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, established in 1913.
Representing more than 70 majors will the amazing baccalaureate candidates from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the heart of this great university, please rise to receive their degrees. Mr. President, these amazing candidates are among the best students of their generation. They leave Illinois equipped to analyze and solve problems, work in diverse groups, and view the world through a broad lens. They are prepared to change the world. Upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present these candidates for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Patton. For these distinguished and amazing graduates, strong in intellect, strong in spirit, and numerous, going out to change the world, I do hereby accept the recommendations of the faculty and the Chancellor, and by authority vested in me by the University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Dean Jeff Brown will now present the baccalaureate degree from the Geese College of Business, established in 1915.
Will the baccalaureate candidates from the greatest business school in this universe, the multi-universe, real and virtual, please rise. Mr. President, standing before you are purposeful leaders who know the way and will go the way and will show the way to a brighter future. So upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, these candidates are presented for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Brown, and congratulations, graduates, about to shape a future for us all. It is with great pride that I receive the recommendations of the faculty, the Dean, and the Chancellor, and it is by authority vested in me by the University of Illinois Board of Trustees that I hereby confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and the responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations to you each.
Congratulations, and you may be seated.
Dean Tracy Salkin will present baccalaureate candidates from the College of Media, established in 1922.
Will baccalaureate candidates from the College of Media please rise to receive your degrees? Mr. President, it is not fake news that our passionate and talented graduates of the College of Media are ready to take on and improve the world. So therefore, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, it is my great privilege to present these candidates to you for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Salkin, and congratulations, graduates, for picking such a path forward so important to us all. I greet you with great pride and pleasure, and do hereby accept the recommendations of your faculty and the Chancellor. With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Dean Kevin Hamilton will now present the baccalaureate candidates from the College of Fine and Applied Arts, established in 1931.
Thank you. Will the baccalaureate candidates from the College of Fine and Applied Arts, home of the first architecture school in the nation, the Krannert Center for the Performing Arts, and the Marching Illini, please rise? Mr. President, those graduates, these candidates over here, and some of whom are over there making music because that's what we do in college, these are people who, when thinking about what they wanted to study, looked in their heart and they said, you know what? I'm going all in on what I love, right? They are pursuing what they have loved for a long time, and they are about to reap the great results of that in long and rewarding vocations and careers. And what's more, we are all going to benefit from their investment in love through the things they make. Buildings and gardens and parks that promote love, cities that make sure everyone receives love, sounds and music that moves us to love, images that show us all the kinds of love, and dance that shows us that we were born knowing how to love. These are the folks that went all in on their behalf and on ours and on the recommendations of the faculty and the Chancellor. I present them to you for their degrees.
Thank you, Dean Hamilton. Distinguished candidates, thank you for bringing so much joy into our lives now and into the future. It is with great pride and pleasure that I do receive these recommendations from the faculty, the Dean, and the Chancellor, and with pleasure confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree for which you have been recommended, and I hereby admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Dean Steve Anderson will present baccalaureate candidates from the School of Social Work, established in 1944. Dean Anderson.
Will the baccalaureate candidates from the School of Social Work please rise to receive their degrees? Mr. President, upon recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, these candidates are presented for their baccalaureate degrees. They are poised and ready to go out and work for positive change across Illinois and the world.
Thank you, Dean Anderson, and distinguished candidates, thank you for all you bring to the bet table. I'm pleased to accept the recommendations of your faculty and the Chancellor, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Social Work for which you have been recommended, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Dean Cheryl Hanley Maxwell will present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Applied Health Sciences, established in 1957.
Will the candidates from the College of Applied Health Sciences please rise to receive their degrees? President Killeen, we may be the youngest college on this campus, but we are the mightiest. Our graduates will improve the quality of life and health for individuals, families, and communities around the world, working as hospital administrators, doctors and physician assistants, physical and occupational therapists, public and community health educators, as directors of park districts, sports facilities and programs, as well as tourist destinations, and possibly even a zoo. As speech and language pathologists and audiologists, we will change the world. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Chancellor, these candidates are presented for their baccalaureate degrees.
Thank you, Dean Hanley Maxwell. It gives me great pride, distinguished and mighty graduates, to accept the recommendations of your faculty and the Chancellor, and by the authority vested in me by the university's Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been recommended and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Please be seated.
Lieutenant Colonel Jason Scalzidi will now present our ROTC candidates.
Mr. President, first, I think it appropriate to recognize those who are currently serving and who have served our country. I ask all members of our student body, faculty and administration, and members of the audience here, if you are currently serving or have served in the past in uniform, please stand at this time and be recognized. Thank you, and please be seated. Now, cadets and midshipmen, please stand. Mr. President, as the commander of one of the original 6 Air Force ROTC detachments, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Space Force Reserve Officer Training Corps candidates who will receive their officer commissions at 1 p.m. on Monday in Follinger Auditorium.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel. All audience members and all of your fellow classmates will join me in extending sincere congratulations to each of you for your accomplishments to date and your dedication to service, not only to this university, but to our larger society. Congratulations.
Again, let's give all of our graduates another round of applause. We are so pleased to have with us today members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois. And within the limits of the Constitution and the laws of the state, the Board of Trustees is the governing body of this university. In addition to our chair, Trustee Edwards, who you heard from earlier, with us today are the following trustees: Tammy Craig Schilling from Oakville, Illinois. And our student trustee, Rafael Camacho from Harvey, Illinois, who's graduating today with a bachelor's degree in Spanish and political science. Also with us this morning are Ingrid Fulmer, the Dean of the School of Labor and Employment Relations. Ingrid, thank you for being here. We have Chris Prom, the Interim Dean of Libraries and the University Librarian. And we have, pleased to have Jeff Stein, the Secretary of the University of Illinois Board of Trustees, and the University of Illinois, Nicholas Jones, who's our Executive Vice President and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Nick, glad to have you with us for your first commencement. We have Jay Wash, our Vice President for Economic Development and Innovation. And from my senior leadership team, we have Barry Benson, the Vice Chancellor for Advancement. Mike DiLorenzo, the Vice Chancellor for Administration and Operations. Sean Garrett, the Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Susan Martinez, the Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation. Janita Brown-Young, the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. And David Bramley, the Interim Vice President of the University of Illinois Alumni Association. And certainly, last but not least, I wish to recognize members of our faculty who have joined us today to celebrate this academic accomplishments of their students, and to thank them for the knowledge and the guidance which they have provided these graduates. Also, will the family members of our graduates also please stand so that you can be recognized and applauded for the support and encouragement that you provided these graduates throughout their academic careers. I now invite the class of 2023 to rise. If you're able, please rise. And as you rise, remove your tassel to the left side of your cap as a symbol and a gesture that you are now graduates of the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. It is now my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to the University alumni family. We are pleased, so pleased with each and every one of you to welcome you. You will be receiving an alumni pin as you exit the stadium. So today, I ask you to wear that pin proudly. So this concludes our ceremony, but there's one last thing I want to do, personal point of privilege. I've taken at least 1 or 2 selfies with almost 60 to 70% of you. So now it's my turn. Now we ask that you please remain seated until the platform party and the faculty have exited. So will the remaining of the audience rise and please join me in singing our alma mater, Hail to the Orange.